West Virginia Governor Patrick Morrisey formally announced today that the state of West Virginia has requested Purple Hearts for the National Guard members killed and injured in the attack on Washington, D.C. The state requested the posthumous award of the Purple Heart for U.S. Army Specialist Sarah Beckstrom and the same honor for Air Force Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf for their service and sacrifice while protecting the nation's capital. According to the release, Specialist Beckstrom was killed in the attack while Staff Sergeant Wolf was critically injured in the attack. Governor Morrisey said, quote, "Their actions on that tragic day meet the highest and clearest standards for the Purple Heart, a decoration that recognizes those wounded or killed in action against an enemy or during a hostile or terrorist attack. I could not think of two service members more deserving of this award," end quote.